Good morning, children. In today's class, we are going to revise the chapter Tarot's Reward. Now, everyone, we have already studied this chapter, so we'll do the quick revision. Tarot's Reward. So, there was a young woodcutter whose name was Taro, and he used to live with his mother and father on a lonely hillside. What he used to do, he used to chop woods in the forest and collect all the woods, and he used to sell those woods and earn money for himself. And with that money, he used to he used to maintain all the expenses of his house. With that money, he used to run his house. So he was a very thoughtful son, and he used to love his parents. And he used to fulfill all the wishes of his parents, and he was a very thoughtful son. Now, when Taro's old parents were sitting, what happened? In a corner, strong wind started blowing, and his father started feeling cold. So strong wind started blowing from the cracks of their hut, and everyone started feeling cold over there. So Taro's father wished that he could have a cup of sake so that it could warm him and do his old heart good. So after hearing this made Taro sadder because that drink was very expensive and he couldn't buy it for his father. So he wished that how could he earn more money. He wished that if he could earn more money to buy that drink for his father. So he decided to work harder than before so that he can earn some more money for his father. So in the next morning, what happened? Taro jumped before than usual, and he ran towards the forest and he started chopping woods over there. And what happened when he was chopping woods? Soon the sun rose and it was very warm, and he started sweating. So after he was sweating, he was feeling thirsty. He was sweating all around. He thought about his father, that he wished that he could get that drink for his father so that he could also feel that warm, and he could also feel warm and feel good after drinking that sake. So he thought that if his father also feel that warmth like now, the way Taro was feeling now. So after thinking about his father, he again started working hard. And with that, he began to chop even faster, thinking that he could earn some more money for his father to buy that drink for him and to get him some warmth after drinking that drink. Then suddenly what happened? Taro stopped chopping after hearing a sound of rushing stream. Now, when he heard the sound of rushing water, he thought from where the sound was coming, because he had never seen or heard any kind of rushing stream in that part of the forest. But he was thirsty, so the axe dropped out of his hand and he ran in the direction of the sound. So Taro saw a beautiful little waterfall which was hidden behind a rock. So he knelt down and he took some water in his hand and drank it. So when he took a sip, it didn't taste like a normal water, and so he tasted it again, and that drink was none other than sake. So Taro hurriedly he filled a pot which he had brought with him with that sake, and he ran towards his house so that he can give it to his parents, so that he can give that drink to his parents, and they can feel better after drinking that sake. Now, when Taro ran towards his home, he gave that drink to his father, and after drinking that drink, his father started dancing on the floor. So, in that afternoon, a neighbor also came to visit them, and Taro's father politely offered the cup of sake to the neighbor, and he also told him the story of the magic waterfall and how the Taro saw that waterfall and he filled that pitcher with that sake. So, thanking them the delicious cup of sake, after drinking that sake, that neighbor left in a hurry, and soon in a minute the story of the waterfall, magic waterfall, was spread all over the village. And in that evening, and the same evening, there were lots of visitors who had come to visit woodcutter's Taro's house, and to hear the story of the waterfall and to confirm that whether it was true or not. So in the less than an hour, the whole pitcher, the whole pot was empty, and every visitor came there and drank a cup of sake. Next morning, Taro started for work even earlier than morning before, and he carried with him the largest pitcher he owned. So next morning, Taro woke up earlier than before, and he carried with himself the largest pot he owned, so that he can fill it with sake. When he reached it, he found to his great surprise that all his neighbors were there. So when he reached over there, he saw that all his neighbors was already there, and they were carrying the pitchers, jars and buckets with them. And all of them were there to fill their pitchers with the magic sake. Then one villager knelt and held his mouth under the waterfall to drink. So one of the villager, he kneeled down and he held his mouth so that he can fill it with the sake. So one of his villager, he knelt down to drink the sake. But what happened? When he drank it, he started shouting angrily that it was not a sake but a water. Others also tried, but there was no sake, only cold water. So others over there also drank that drink, but they didn't get any sake but cold water. So the next morning, when the Taro woke up and he went there, he saw that there were already many people. There were already many people over there who had come there to fill their buckets, jars and everything with sake. But when they drank that water, when they drank that drink, it was plain water and it was not sake. So we have been tricked, shouted the villagers. Where is Taro? Let us drown him in waterfall. But Taro had been wise enough to slip behind a rock. When he saw how big things were going, he was nowhere to be found. So when Taro saw that the villagers were very angry and they were shouting at him, they were screaming at him, what he did, he was very smart enough to hide himself behind a rock. So he hid himself behind a rock, and he was watching what was happening over there. Muttering their anger and disappointment, the villagers left the place one by one. So, by shouting and screaming angrily, one by one, all of the villagers left that place. Taro came out from his hiding place. Was it true, he wondered? Was the sake a dream? Once more he caught a little liquid in his hand and put it to his lips. It was the same fine sake. To the thoughtful son, the magic waterfall gave the delicious sake. To everyone else, it gave only cold water. So, when everyone left that place, Taro again came back from where he came out from where he was hiding, and he went near the waterfall. So he started thinking that it was a dream, that he dreamt about that waterfall, or was it true? So again he took some drink in his hand and he drank it. When he tasted it, it was again a sake. So that magic waterfall gave Taro sake, but rest of them it gave only cold water. Why? Because Taro was thoughtful. He was not greedy. He was thinking about his father and mother. He was thinking about his parents. He was not greedy. And rest of them was greedy. That's why it gave only cold water to rest of the people, and it gave magic sake to only Taro. Now, the story of the Taro and his magic waterfall reached the emperor. So, the story of the magic waterfall and Taro reached the emperor, and he called Taro to his palace and rewarded him with 20 pieces of gold, and also he named a beautiful fountain in the name of Taro, so that the other children could learn honesty and learn to honor and obey their parents. Understood? So the emperor named a beautiful fountain in the name of Now, I hope this chapter is clear to you, students. Thank you and have a nice day.